went through and you know, just did some scratch tracks and then did all the drums. And we did, you know, bass guitar, all that kind of stuff. And you know, we're just working on flowing it a lot more, you know, tweaking our sounds, you know, really setting tones and getting the best product we can. 2, 3.
Came out, we've been just playing a lot, trying to get out of Lancaster, trying to get to some other cities, some other states, that kind of thing. But this new album is entitled Through the Weird and Wild, and I think that is kind of a description of what we went through in the time, writing this record, going around touring different places, just meeting new people, and that was like inspiration for the record, just that time in between and what we had experienced. So I think that pretty much sums it up, Through the Weird and Wild.
Been progressively just making sure we've been putting a lot of time and consideration into what we're producing, because we had such a great reaction from Colors, and it was kind of like a shot in the dark at first, it felt, but it really like took off. So now we know people are expecting like great, so we really want to make sure we're pushing out our best foot forward.
Captured what was going on from the end of Colors till now, you know what I mean? So like, it just kind of all just goes together, you know? Where Colors ends, something was already happening, and that's kind of like in the song.
Record's almost done.
Yeah. So first they came in, we did some scratch guitar tracks and some scratch vocal tracks and laid down the drums. And then we went back and did the bass and the guitars over top, and then vocals. And now we're doing some auxiliary stuff, keys and sound effects and whatever, wherever it seems appropriate to put that kind of thing. And then we'll get to mixing and finishing it up.
And it will be done.
Super nervous at first, because sometimes when you go to record, you don't know if people are going to understand what you're doing. But they completely were just like on board with everything, and they even like gave us ideas and showed us different things we could do with certain songs that made the songs even better than we thought they could be, you know what I mean? And we utilized them, and now we're going to incorporate them live, you know.
Like a band who's inspired by Circa Survive a lot, so I know we took a couple notes from their records as far as like the sounds and the placement of everything in the mix to approach this a little bit. But also a lot of the songs kind of have different vibes to them, and it might be kind of like a song by song basis, like what it needs, and they might sound a little bit different.
Yeah, they were nice to let us kind of, you know, they brought in their songs and we did our thing with their songs. So
yeah, it's a nice meeting of artistry, I think.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool about letting us do our thing, and we're excited to work with them because they're doing their thing.
And there's a lot of moments where a lot of the ideas and the creative ideas are happening on the fly. You know, whatever sounds good. Everybody's floating around ideas, and
a lot of parts they've been playing for a year, and then they get in here and we're like, maybe we should try something else. Yeah, that's wrong.
A couple of those parts made the album.
Yeah, they're open to ideas. Super cool.
I would just say it's definitely emotional. Definitely a lot of my brain went into that. A lot of feeling, a lot of a bunch of things went into that. So emotional.
they started playing shows as the Ben Roth Band. And I know they've had a couple lineup changes and definitely have grown a lot as far as their musicianship and their songwriting. Corey was in Georgia for a little while.
That's the first time I saw him when we played that show in 2012, and the next day I moved to Atlanta. That was like why the show happened, and then I didn't see him until like I moved back 2 years ago, so it was nice to see him once.
Pretty wild transformation.
These kids are great. They're real young, and then like see them when they're, got it together. They're good. They're an awesome band.
I got a chance to see them a couple times as they've been progressing a little bit, and it's definitely cool to watch, and we're excited to the way it all worked out. It kind of came full circle that now we're making this album together. It's pretty cool.
One more, just a little tiny.
It's gonna be groovy. Yeah.
But yeah,
building this studio's been an adventure. Working on this album has been cool. My hopes is that it gives them a platform to get out and tour and really make a name for themselves. And hopefully by extension, people will hear this record and want to work with us because they like the way it sounds and like the vibe of it.